Hey Riley besties, welcome back to the Run with Anna new podcast where we talk about all things writing. In today's episode, I'm really excited to be talking about how I finished my book. I finished Project O. Y'all, I did it. This book is actually only draft 0, so it is like not as crazy. And I have been writing it since February, so it is quite a long time. And the current word count is 44K. That is really interesting actually, because 4 is my favorite number and it's like 44,400 words. I feel like all of my books finish at 4, like 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. Like my first book that I ever wrote, Project I First Met You in a Graveyard, that was like 44K words as well. And it had 40 chapters in it. Anyways. I'm really excited just to kind of be talking about my book in this episode and just kind of talking about the ending and how I felt after I finished this book. And if you guys want to check out a episode where I actually talk a lot about my book and kind of like the planning stages, I was literally like in the middle or even like at the start of, writing this project. So if you guys want to check that out, I'll have it linked up there in one of the boxes. One of the corners, But yeah, thank you so much for listening in to me ramble about my book. I'm just going to be talking randomly. So if you love that, stick around. And maybe I will be actually, speaking to you and reading the last sort of lines of this book because you guys deserve the treat if you guys listen to me ramble throughout this whole episode. So well done. And also a big sort of preface, not a big preface. I don't know. I keep saying that on all my episodes, but I am not professional. Like, I'm really disheveled right now. My hair's like half wet because I just showered and I'm getting ready to go out. So I am very disheveled and I know I should be more professional. I know, but I don't really care. Okay? I don't care. I love the chaoticness of my podcast. So enjoy my rambling. Okay, so Project O, what were kind of my thoughts, my feelings after finishing this book? So since I wrote this book, and it took me like around 5-6 months. It definitely was a huge, for some reason, this book was extremely hard to write for me. I think it was, I don't know what it was about this book. I think it's because I haven't really written a book such like this. This book is a historical fiction. It's set place in London, the 1800s, and it has very complex characters. And I think I surely probably needed more time thinking about the idea of the book and being with my characters. And that's why I took like a lot of different really weird breaks during writing this book so I could actually think about Alex and Lewis, my 2 main characters of my book. If you guys need a quick synopsis, basically the book is about a conductor, a kind of like tall, brooding young man who has like a lot of old money, but he's actually really lonely. He's a conductor at a musical academy in London, and he ends up recruiting a busking violinist who is a runaway from the US, I think. And that's Lewis. So it's Alex and Lewis, and I love them so much. But you get a lot more context in my other episodes, so definitely go check that out. But a lot of people are really excited about this book because of how much I've shared over like my lives and stuff like that. So I'm just really excited to, continue talking about it because I will never shut up about this book. So how did I think about when I finished it? So I finished it around last week, I think, and I nearly cried. I don't think I cried. There's a few books that I've cried, finishing, especially my first book, I First Met You in a Graveyard, but this book I teared up, and I think it's because I got to that point in the book where I didn't want it to end. So I was just kind of like on the edge of my seat, not wanting to write that last sentence until it finally came. And I feel like if you finished a book, you know exactly what I'm talking about. This feeling where it just like hits you and you're just like, I'm done. I'm done. And for some reason, I always never write the end because I never really think about the end because I don't believe it's over. So I don't even have the end on my manuscript document. But I'm going to read you guys the last line. And there was only one little thing that kind of made me cry, tear up a lot. And that's something that will spoil the book. But you can make inferences from the section I'm going to actually read to you. But this is kind of what made me cry. And I'm really excited to read it to you. So enjoy. Enjoy. You guys will have no context, but you will get my sorrow. Okay. Goes like this. And one night, I'll start a little line above. That might be a spoiler. So if you definitely want no spoilers for this book, skip, but okay, I'm just going to do it. Okay. This is Alex. So Alex is kind of in this POV. But he wouldn't listen to music. He wouldn't listen to music again unless it was music from him. And one night he thought he saw an angel in a dream. He looked like Louis, but didn't quite sound like him. It was the first string of music, that voice of a white angel, in which he heard in 34 years. I don't know if that's grammatically correct. Sorry, give me 1 second. It was the first string of music, that voice of a white angel, that he heard in 34 years. So he hasn't heard music in 34 years. And he woke up with a tear falling over his cheek. His wife was asleep there next to him, as well as the children in their rooms. The house was silent, but he couldn't sleep. And that night he opened his piano without touching it and imagined the notes and how they would sound like. I don't know if that's grammatically correct. And imagined what the notes would sound like. There we go. That's the ending line. And that kind of did make me cry a little bit. So Alex is sad. That is the end of the book, basically. I'm, again, just really excited for this book. I think it definitely took a lot out of me that I didn't really realize would. And it definitely is something that I don't know, it's really difficult to explain what this book means to me unless you read it and understand its context and complexities. And it's just such a different book to what I'm usually writing. But I think the characters, definitely Alex, I connected to so freaking much, and Louis, that I didn't know I would connect to in this sort of way. Yeah, and there's just so many things to explain and to explore, but I think I'll kind of end the episode here. I'm sorry if it was really quick. I need to get ready to go out. So maybe I'll do another episode or maybe another video about it. But in general, I was really excited just to kind of, talk to you about this book and give you some context and give you some sort of juice from this book, because I know I talk a lot about it in my lives and stuff like that on Discord and all that. But if you want more context, more like sneak peeks, just go to my reel. I have a highlight reel on my Instagram that has my whole process of writing this book. So definitely go check that out. My handle is _AnnaNew. Always down in the description, by the way. But this book, I think Alex definitely really did kill my soul. So he's just been through a lot, and I don't know why I did this. And I said in like a couple episodes ago how I was describing how I'm scared about writing the end of this book because it's so sad, and my friends being like, but you're writing it, why don't you just change it? And I'm like, you don't get what I mean. Do you understand? There's things that people don't understand that writers do. So yeah, I don't give too much away about this book, but I had so much fun writing it. And although it took me such a long time to write it, I'm so blessed and so excited that I was able to finish it and be able to share a little bit with you guys. By the end of the book. So I definitely think this book is going to be my NaNoWriMo project. I'm going to write the first physical real draft. It's so embarrassing. This 0 draft took me so long. When like literally Project O took me 1 day to write the whole 0 draft, and this took me 6 months. Again, a writer thing. You don't know when projects are going to finish. But I'm really excited for this book, and I'll have more updates soon for you guys. But thank you so much for listening in, and I hope to see you in my next podcast. Sorry this was so short, but I have to go. I love you guys so much, and I really hope your projects are going well. Pray for Louis and Alex. Thank you. Anyways, I love you guys. Bye.